congratulations on publishing a great book, and well done for all the hard work, because I know it's a long way from starting the book, all the rewriting and the editing, and actually getting a finished product in your hand. And today's the day we celebrate. So,
Yay!
no more room.
Hi, sorry I'm short. There's actually another Zenobia down here as well, which is kind of cool. So hello Zenobia. Thank you all for coming. Can you hear me down the back? No? No? Okay, thanks. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate every single one of you being here. I was just saying to Mum earlier today, I'm not going to... Thanks, Jonathan. I'm not going to say all the thank yous because we would be here like for the rest of the year, pretty much. But this book started 2 years ago, and it was about 2 months to write it. Can you hear now, Jonathan? No?
Just shout.
Okay.
People talking at the back.
All right.
There's more room in the front if you want to ask.
It's been hard, but it's been really enjoyable. And I think one of my friends was talking about this the other day, with the arts in general. The hardest thing about it is not giving up and just sticking it out. And every time you feel like giving up, there's someone who, you know, likes something on Facebook or asks, how's your book going? And all of those little things really add up it added up for me to keep me going and to get this done. So thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to everyone who's not here, but here in spirit, and I won't break the flowers. And especially to Marion, Helen and Kathleen for helping me organise this. I am going to pass on to Jane, who is taller than me, to read a couple bits from the book, and then I think we're doing a little Q&A after that. So thank you very much.
But first, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming. I can't believe what an amazing turnout of wonderful people and great supporters. But I feel like Zenobia said it already, but just thank you everyone, you're amazing. Okay, it was actually a lot of fun to illustrate. It was a big challenge because it was not my first book I've illustrated, but the first published book I've ever illustrated. And it's quite nerve-wracking, but I'm actually working on the next book already, which is Lucy's story. There's a little snippet at the end, so it gives you a bit of a teaser. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm much more relaxed, and it's great. It's a big challenge. Okay. Just going to read a little bit now. Following the map as best they could, John and Theo stopped in a small clearing. If he had read the map correctly, this should be where Edgar lived. Scanning his surroundings, John could see trees, shrubs, a stream, and more trees, but nothing that looked like a dwelling place. Giving up for now, John lay on the grass, his back melted into the cool, firm earth, his skin somehow comforted by the scratchy, ticklish grass that reminded him of the old local park. Closing his eyes, he let the orchestra of birds and trickling of water flood his mind, lifting the weight of heavy doubts. If he was a cat, he would have purred. Theo was a cat, but he wasn't purring. Tempted by a forest of endless possibilities to chase and play with, he scampered into the trees. Soon enough, he found a shiny red leaf being tossed around by the wind, and was thus occupied for the next few hours, as cats can be. When Theo returned, he felt obliged to wake John up. Here's a sign of thanks. John mumbled gibberish and mopped the dribble off his chin. Without sitting up, he opened his eyes, squinted in the light that filtered through the foliage, and surveyed the clearing from the ground. The treehouse, exclaimed John. Theo would have disapproved at the way John hopped around in delight, but his hunting session had worn him out. The treehouse was perched upon the sturdy boughs of an oak. Hidden from John's earlier vantage point by a bed of leaves, John climbed up the rope ladder with his elbows and knees everywhere, rope swinging erratically. Taking a deep breath, his trembling fist knocked politely on the door. just going to read from, that was chapter 3, part of chapter 3. This is a little excerpt from chapter 12. Theo watched John slump into the chair and crumble. No matter how much he dreaded a pirate adventure, Theo wanted his human to be happy. It was time to take matters into his own paws. John's jaw dropped at the sight of him. Brilliant eyes glinted from beneath the shade of the broad feathered hat. The aubergine coat trimmed with gold framed the broad shoulders of the pirate. As Simon pulled the coat aside, John saw a gold-hilted sword and elaborately patterned pistol. From black boots to the tip of the feather, the grandeur was spectacular. Wow, was all he managed to say. Thank you.
Yes, that one. Oh, wow.
I think you have to read to find that one out.
Actually, and I think Jane mentioned this, at the back of the paperback version, there's the first couple chapters of the next book. So you've got a little sneak preview into what happens next.
How did you go about this sort of coordination of illustrations to text? Was that quite a demanding task, like working out which text to go with what illustration, which came first?
Well, I think when you read through it, there's so many brilliant ideas that you could add visuals to. So I just went through my favourite ones and did little mini sketches, and then gave these mini sketches to Zenobia, and we looked through them together, and she said yes, 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 no, yes, no, yes, yes, mostly yeses, and
Mostly yeses.
yeah. And then
I actually pretty much gave it to Jane and said,
so we want.
yeah. Oh, this is Zenobia. Yeah.
What, another one?